A full-blown political war exploding between Congress and social media giant Twitter after Rahul Gandhi and Congress official Twitter handles were temporarily locked. Twitter claims the crackdown was over revealing the identity of a Dalit gang rape victim's family. Take a look at this report.
Rahul Gandhi's Twitter account temporarily suspended. Congress official account locked. So were the handles of many other Congress leaders. The fallout of Rahul Gandhi tweeting pictures revealing identity of a 9-year-old Dalit rape victim, and Congress official handle and netas sharing the same tweet. Enough for a full-blown political attack by the main opposition, which claimed the microblogging site is acting at the behest of ruling BJP to muzzle its voice. Congress cried witch hunt, claiming several BJP-linked handles and institutions had tweeted the same images, yet escaped the axe.
Ours was not the only handle which posted it. There were institutional handles who posted it. No action was taken. Secondly, if we are a law-abiding country, I want to ask one question to the government, that where the police made the victim's parents sit in the police station for 15 hours before lodging an FIR, have they taken any action against those police officers?
The microblogging site was quick to rubbish the charges. In an official statement, Twitter said that the tweets by Congress leaders was in violation of its policy and rules. It said the action was enforced judiciously and impartially for everyone. Twitter added that it has acted against several hundred handles after a complaint filed by child rights panel NCPCR. The BJP too lashed out at the Congress, accusing it of hypocrisy and double standards.
जब बीजेपी के नेताओं के ट्विटर अकाउंट ब्लॉक किए जाते थे या रोके जाते थे, तो उनके प्रवक्ता कौन थे? यही कांग्रेस के बड़े बड़े नेता उनके प्रवक्ता बन के सामने आ जाते थे. अब क्या हो गया भैया?
So is this just action by Twitter or political vendetta? And amid the dying of the 9-year-old victim seems to have been forgotten at the altar of politics. Bureau Report, India Today.
In a fresh bid now to take forward some of the developments of last week and sustain newfound opposition unity, Congress President Sonia Gandhi is likely to host a dinner meet for the anti-Modi bloc. Sources say that no date has been finalized and that will depend on the availability of opposition leaders. Even chief ministers of the opposition ruled that states may attend the dinner. A senior CPM leader is working behind the scenes to make the dinner a success. Opposition stalwarts like Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, NCP Chief Sharad Pawar and Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray are likely to be invited. But before the dinner meet, Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi has called a virtual meeting of opposition leaders. That's on August 20th, just days after Congress leader Kapil Sibal held a dinner meeting of the opposition without the presence of the Gandhis, giving rise to speculation of an opposition bloc without the Congress's first family.
अपोजिशन की यूनिटी मजबूत है. कपिल जी के पास भी हम गए थे. सोनिया गांधी जी भी 20 अगस्त को सभी प्रमुख नेता इस देश के सभी मुख्यमंत्री के साथ बातचीत करेंगी. महाराष्ट्र के मुख्यमंत्री तो उसमें शामिल हैं.
BJP all set to take out a massive nationwide Jan Ashirwad Yatra. The party's outreach program will kick off from 16th August and will be a 19,567-kilometer long adventure with the aim of connecting to masses in constituencies across the country. The Yatra will see the participation of 39 ministers who were recently sworn into the Modi cabinet as part of a mega rejig. The new ministers will cover 22 states during the Yatra, including 212 parliamentary seats and 265 districts in total. All ministers will be covering 3 additional seats beyond their own constituency and 4 districts apart from their own. The Yatra is seen as a springboard for preparations for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls.
जन आशीर्वाद यात्रा सारे देश में निकल रहा है. बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में ये यात्रा में हमारे नया मंत्री लोग पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे. देश के कोने कोने में जाएंगे और आजकल जो कुछ भी भारत सरकार से अचीवमेंट हो रहा है और इधर जो हो रहा है पार्लियामेंट में, उसके बारे में अवगत करेंगे।
In a shocking incident in Bengaluru, a BJP MLA, Satish Reddy's cars was set on fire in the wee hours of the day. The cops are prosing this incident of arson, but questions are now being raised on whether the MLA was targeted because of a showdown over a Shiva statue at the Begur Lake. Here's more.
3 men with their faces covered, running in the dead of the night in Bengaluru. These men you see on your screens set 2 cars on fire. Vehicles belonging to serving BJP MLA Satish Reddy. The miscreants are yet to be identified, the motive yet to be fully established.
The investigation is going on and we are quite confident we will bring it to the right conclusion.
CCTV, any visuals of faces seen of the culprits?
See, this is a very early point. We have taken the help of CCTV footages, but there are many other clues that are being followed.
Officials now think the BJP MLA could have been targeted over a controversy over a statue in the city. A statue of Lord Shiva was unveiled at the Begur Lake that led to an all-out showdown in the city recently.
The statue, which was covered completely with the tarpaulin and with sheets, has been opened now, and now the case has been registered against unknown persons by the police who removed the cover over the statue. Case has been registered in Begur police station as to unknown miscreants came to the island here behind me, unveiled the statue, which was against the court order. The court is still hearing the order, and the police are saying that we can't go back and cover the statue. It is the duty of the BBMP.
The fight over this statue has taken an ugly communal turn as right-wing activists claim that the statue was being covered up at the behest of other communities.
This case has been going on in the court for 2 years, and the court has clearly held that the island, and therefore anything which is on the island like the statue, is illegal. They're violating the court's orders and unveiling the statue when the court has clearly asked for a stay. I mean, this kind of a communalization of an environmental issue is really regrettable, and this kind of violation of the court's order is also completely regrettable.
MLA Satish Reddy too backed the unveiling of the statue, and the police are now looking into whether he was targeted for his stand on this statue controversy.
We can suspect, but it is not perfect, I think. They are checking. They gave a very strong warning that we can go inside of MLA house and we can burn anything. Somebody is there behind that. 2 persons came here. Behind that, somebody are there. That police is making inquiries.
As the investigation progresses, the focus is on the ugly communal fight that's broken out over a statue in Bengaluru, even perhaps leading to this dangerous incident of arson in the heart of the city. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath and Nolan Pinto in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, a fresh headache brewing for the Basavaraj Bommai government in Karnataka. The tourism minister, Anand Singh, has been miffed over his portfolio and he was finally pacified, but that's not all. Apache Ranjan has been upset over being denied a ministerial berth, while 3 BJP MLAs, including Ramesh Jarikoli and Renukacharya, have been lobbying in Delhi for a cabinet berth. Here's a report.
Nano Basavaraj Bommai.
Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. The phrase coming true for Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai just days into his tenure. All-out lobbying and wrangling breaking out after the Chief Minister announced portfolios for his new team. Disgruntled mantris and MLAs are playing hardball to get lucrative berths or even berths at all. Minister Anand Singh, who landed the tourism portfolio, openly aired his discontent, forcing the Chief Minister to directly intervene.
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಂದಾಗಿ ಒಕ್ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೋಗುವಂತ ತೀರ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹಲವಾರು ಸಂದರ್ಭಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ತಕ್ಕ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ರಾಜಕಾರಣದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಉದ್ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಈಡೇರಿಸಲು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಒಂದಾಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
For now, the Hospet MLA has been pacified, but for how long is the question?
ನಾನು ಖಾತೆಯನ್ನು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನಿಜ. ನನ್ನ ಮನವಿಯನ್ನು ಅವರು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ವರಿಷ್ಠರ ಹತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ತಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ? ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ.
Madikeri MLA Appachu Ranjan, denied a ministerial berth, is also on the warpath. His supporters have given a Bengaluru Chalo call to protest against his exclusion.
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈ ಸಾರಿ ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾವಾರು ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ನ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಶೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಇದು ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಕೂಡ ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ MP ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮೌನವನ್ನು ತಾಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
3 other BJP lawmakers air-dashed to Delhi to meet the party top brass. MLAs Ramesh Jarkiholi, Renukacharya and MLC CP Yogeshwar are eyeing 4 vacant berths in the cabinet. That's not all. Chief Minister Bommai also faces a challenge from the old guard that continues to embarrass him. Minister K.S. Ishwarappa asked party workers to hit back with double force if attacked, as the BJP is now in power.
ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತನ ಮೈ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತೇನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ? ಅವತ್ತು BCom at all cost. ಇವತ್ತು ಫೇಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೊಡೆದು ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಡಿ. ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿಶಾಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಹೇಳೋದ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾರು ಬರಲ್ಲ?
Can Bommai address the teething troubles and ensure the BJP a trouble-free run in its southern bastion?
Now, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai's honeymoon period has certainly come to a grinding halt. A few MLAs who did not become ministers are lobbying in Delhi. Another few MLAs who did become ministers are lobbying for even better portfolios. All in all, it looks like the Nataka in Karnataka saga has begun once again. For India Today in Bengaluru, this is Nolan Pinto.